And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Coach's Corner West here at Pizza Hut in Bucyrus. We are going to, first of all, have with us tonight the Bucyrus baseball team. Coach Maudsley and a couple of his players are with us. We want to remind you, first of all, that we are brought to you by Doug Luthold and Adam Weisner and Associates at Advanced Fiber Technology, Coach Tim Plumley at Mohegan Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation, Matt Studer at Spitzer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Kia, 1 mile east of the Richland Mall. Rob Lust at Edgefield Animal Clinic in Marion. Matt Ramsey, John Ziegler, Drew Young, Frank Heinlein and Associates at Bucyrus Blade, serving worldwide markets since 1951. And Roger Brown at Winks Lock Safe on South Poplar at West Warren in Bucyrus. So we have with us this evening Coach Sean Maudsley. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out tonight. It's kind of a busy time for you guys. You're getting ready. I know it's probably a little hard for you to get outside right now because of the weather, but you're still working harder inside.
If we would have had practice Saturday, we drug the field on Saturday, so we could have had practice on Saturday, but we had a big weightlifting meet. A lot of our kids participated in, so yeah, it's hard to get outside right now. It's kind of wet. Hopefully in the next couple of days it'll dry up, at least hopefully mid-50s. Maybe we can get outside this week a couple times, but yeah, we're kind of cooped up inside the gym, and it makes for tough practices, but the kids are enjoying it right now. But if you spend 3 or 4 weeks in the gym in a row, it gets kind of monotonous.
Yeah.
And they're itching to get outside. So anytime we can get outside, the better it is, even just for 15 minutes to catch fly balls, to lengthen our throws, do some long throwing, anything like that. Anytime we get out on the pavement or out in the outfield, if our dirt's wet, we'd like to take advantage of that.
Yeah, because they can take cuts in the batting cage. It's not the same as seeing the ball coming off the mound, obviously, and your pitchers are getting to throw to live batters and whatnot when you're outside. Inside, it's just a little bit different.
Just a lot different. Picking up the background, especially. We'll start throwing live cages next week. Right now, we're kind of working in a middle school gym, just pitcher, catcher. What we'd like to do next week is incorporate live pitching in our downstairs cage. We put a mound in there, have the pitchers go face some batters live. Hopefully that gets us acclimated. Hopefully we can be outside before then, because yeah, we'd like to see live pitching, especially from 60 feet 6 inches. That's what we're trying to incorporate this week. That's our big goal this week. We've been up in the upstairs cage. It's about a 45-foot cage, and it's not the same as 60 foot 6 inches. We just got the batting cage up downstairs. Finally, we're able to see some depth. We're trying to get them in there at least one time per day, just to see 60 feet 6 inches, because it's a big adjustment from 45. Kids are timing things up at 45. They hit very well upstairs. But once you get 60 feet 6 inches, a little bit different story.
Sure.
Your steps are different. Following through, things like that. We're working on 2 strike approach today. According to coaches, it went pretty well. So, yeah, as much as we can, we'd love to be outside, but we make do with what we have outside.
And everybody's in the same boat. It's not like you're at a disadvantage, because there's not too many people that have true indoor practice facilities for baseball for high school. So
correct.
So you're all.
I've heard a couple teams in the area have been outside once. I think one team was in the outfield, and I think somebody on Saturday got on the dirt in the area. So we're right where we should be. With luck, we'll be able. Our field drains really well. We were on it Friday or Saturday and Sunday. We dragged it on Saturday. Sunday we had a field prep day where we got some things done out on the field, put some stuff up, some pads and some yardage markers out, and getting ready to put our batting cage up outside, and we got some good things done. But it was ready to play on Sunday too.
Yeah. Sunday was still a pretty nice day, especially early in the day. It was really nice. And you'll be mowing the lawn here, mowing the field in another couple of weeks, probably.
I hope so, because we have a couple white lines that need taken out.
Straightened up.
Yeah, because a couple mistakes were made on our field. And we'd like to mow that as soon as we can.
Sure.
Because we've got a couple extra white lines on there.
Yeah.
Just cutting and things like that, edging our field. So
Yeah, all the preliminary stuff.
Yeah.
So, how are you doing numbers-wise this year?
right now, a tentative 23.
Okay, so you have a JV team.
Yeah, we do. We have a couple wrestlers that just got done this past weekend, so we're not sure if they're going to play or not. So we could be 22, 21. Hopefully eligibility that's coming up on the 10th. Our grade's coming up on the 10th, so hopefully that doesn't hurt anybody. Our kids, we constantly talk to them about getting their grades. Everybody says they're going to get their grades pretty well, but we'll see in a couple days.
Well, if you have a JV team with 23 guys, playing time won't be an issue. Everybody will be getting to play.
Shouldn't be.
One place or the other. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to now talk to a couple of Coach Maudsley's players. We want to remind you, first of all, that we're brought to you in part by Lee Plymel and Brad Seibert at the Plymel Insurance Group, Bucyrus and Gallion, Hannah Newton at Wendy's Downtown Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky, North Central State College Mansfield and the Crawford Success Center Bucyrus, Vince Ponziani and Associates at Waycraft Industries, Rod Steiger and Associates at Pizza Hut, Bucyrus and Gallion, host of our show since 1992, and the Burkhart family at Burkhart Farm Sales, your Case IH dealer on the Manette, New Winchester Road. All right, we have with us today two of your players, and I recognize Brock he plays basketball, Brock Frost, and Riley, you're a football player as well. So I know they do participate in other sports. I guess first of all, Riley, for the folks that are not as much on the inside as I am with Bucyrus Sports, tell the folks what you do football-wise.
I play tackle guard on the offensive line. On the defensive line, I played tackle and end. So just a lineman.
Okay, so pretty crucial. I know that's not the glamour. You know, your name's not in the newspaper a lot. Your name's probably not mentioned a lot on the radio when your games are on the radio. But without you guys, the skill guys they got problems.
The thing I like about line is that you can make a play every play. Like it's not with a wide receiver you can run a route and you can't get targeted, but like with a line, if you mess up, then the quarterback can get sacked or he has to run out of the pocket. So you got to be attentive every single play and aware every single play, and it kind of it sharpens your mind.
Yeah. So baseball-wise, getting back to our subject at hand, what positions do you play?
I play first and I pitch. Those are like my main two.
Okay, and you're left-handed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
probably play a little outfield this year for us too, maybe a left-handed shortstop.
Wow.
We've talked about that.
That's a little different. Yeah.
He's got accuracy, so
Sure.
He's versatile.
Yeah.
He's a versatile guy.
Really, the only problem with a left-handed shortstop is making that, if you got to go in the hole, making that throw back across your body. Other than that, if it's the straight-up play, it's no different than your left or right. But it's just a little bit of range you get better range to the hole, then you got to come back up and make that throw.
We talked about catching today, but that didn't go over very well with Riley. We do have a left-handed catcher's mitt.
He says that every time.
Hey, think about this. Babe Ruth was a catcher when he started out, way back. I don't think he ever did it in the major leagues, but as he started out his career as a catcher. So famous players have been left-handed catchers.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
So what are you looking for this year as far as team improvements, your personal improvements?
More so development, because last year we were really young. We had like 3 out of our 9 players, freshman starters, and I want to see how these guys have improved over this past year. And with one of our players, he's not playing anymore. I want to see someone take his spot and see how they play, starting at that spot. And just development. We got a bunch of new players too, and it's going to be a good year, I think.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Good. Sounds good. Riley Parker, and he's with the Bucyrus baseball program. Thanks for coming out tonight, and enjoy the pizza after the show. We have now Brock Frost, and Brock, we talked about you playing basketball. Any other sports you play, or is it just basketball, baseball?
I also golf.
Oh, you play golf? Okay. All right. Hey, that's a sport you can take with you the rest of your life. I still play golf. I can't do the other stuff anymore. So tell the folks what positions you primarily play.
Kind of the same as Riley on utility wherever they need me. this year will probably be a lot of third base and pitching.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember that you did play some third base last year. So you're going to throw a little bit. Can't have too many pitchers. That's really the rule. If you have pitching depth, then you can be pretty well set up. And as far as personally, kind of like Riley, you looking for a better season.
I'm looking to just improve fundamentally this year. Batting is kind of hit and miss, really.
No pun intended.
But that's going to be a big thing. Is just consistently hitting open gaps, not just lining out, flying out.
Right.
And then pitching wise, just being a bit more versatile because just finding the zone.
Yeah, throwing strikes. That's the big thing. If you're a pitcher, if you can throw strikes, that's a big part of it. So, okay, we'll be looking for some big things from the Bucyrus baseball program this year. Brock Frost, and appreciate you coming out tonight, and enjoy your pizza as well. We'll be back for some final comments from Coach Maudsley, but we want to remind you, first of all, that we're brought to you in part by Blythe Friedley and Todd McDougall at Friedley and Company Insurance in New Washington, Ted Coder at Monarch Body Shop in New Washington, the Ohio State University at Marion, a Big Ten education close to home, Mike Kleinite at Ag Credit Residential Lending, Bucyrus, Mount Gilead, Marion, Dr. Thomas M. Britton at Clubview Vision Center, and Luann Krebs at River's Edge Embroidery, Screen Printing, and Signs, Route 309 across from the Marion Depot. And we read these credits because they're the people that get us on the air. So we want to give them credit for that. We appreciate our sponsors. Coach, just a matter of, like you say, being able to get out there, get things going. How do you look for the season? I mean, you're going to be young again, as you mentioned, although some of your freshmen are, of course, now sophomores with a year of varsity experience. So how do you see things as far as unfolding for you?
We have 9 lettermen back, which is good. Mm-hmm. That's the good thing. So I know there's going to be improvements being made in every category. We need improvement in every category: hitting, fielding, pitching. Mm-hmm. The 3 main categories that we talk about. We're inexperienced. We lost 60% of our innings pitched last year. Due to graduation and other things, but we lost 60% of our innings pitched. So we're going to have a few people step up to take those innings deep into games.
And you had one player that switched to track as a sport instead of baseball, so they lost some.
And in losing Kale and Nikki, they were Nikki was our long reliever last year, and Kale was an innings eater. He pretty much had probably double what everybody else did on the mound, innings-wise. So we're going to have someone step up and take his spot, because that's big shoes to fill. He knows the game of baseball. He actually came and practiced with us, caught some guys, because he's working up there at Adrian. Okay. And he's playing club ball. So we're going to have big shoes to fill in his spot. But we do have, like I said, 9 returners back, which is a handful to have.
Sure.
But we're just going to have to develop some pitching, some hitting. We had to improve on our hitting, improve on our fielding. I think we had 100 errors last year.
Wow.
So we can. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. I really do think we were just so young. At one time, we were starting 6 freshmen last year. At one time. So we were very young and very inexperienced. Hopefully we take that next step. Everybody we're going to play this year's had experience now. Okay. It isn't like we're throwing out freshmen this year. We won't have any freshmen playing for us.
They'll be on your JV team.
We have no freshmen playing.
Oh, really? No freshmen out for baseball?
0 freshmen.
Okay.
So we will be experienced. We do expect some improvements to be made, and that's the next logical step. We're really working on that right now, especially fielding. Try and teach them what a good ball to field is, in the field of play, and what's not a good ball to field, and how to adjust to make that a good ball to field.
Sure.
We've been working on that all winter. And another good thing is we've had handful of kids coming in the winter.
Okay.
And from November, from Thanksgiving to now, or Thanksgiving to the start of the baseball season, which was February 21st, they've had a good run coming in. They got fielding. We threw some. hit a lot. Threw them through a bunch of drills just to make things better that we saw throughout the year. So
Sure.
I really look forward. We're put some good work in the off season.
Okay. So, don't want to put you on the spot, create bulletin board material, but how do you see the league shaping up as far as, who's the favorites?
You got to look at Crawford. I mean, they still got some key pieces coming back.
Yeah, they lost Burkhart, but they still got some.
They still got some good pieces coming back. You got to look at Winford. Nice young, pretty much everybody back from last year. Nice young pitching staff they have, and Upper's they were very young last year. A lot of sophomores, and they got pretty much everybody back. And we lost, I think, one. So they're going to be a formidable opponent in the league too.
Yeah. It's a pretty good baseball league, actually.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
look at the tradition of Seneca East, and Mohawk is not too bad.
Yeah, I mean-
Cary is athletic and good.
I mentioned those three, but I'll be honest with you. Any team right now, it wouldn't surprise me if any team. The Mohawks really good. They're well coached. Same thing with Seneca East. Always gonna have you on your toes. They're fundamentally sound every year. Even Cary's got a few pitchers back from last year that are pretty doggone good.
That
Throw pretty
Laker,
hard.
the big running back. Yeah.
And Buckeye, they got their two studs back on the mound.
Yep.
So everybody's going to be pretty decent. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if anybody in the league can win this year.
Good. Well,
That's a good thing to have,
I was going to say, it's good for the league. And
Absolutely.
makes things exciting.
Absolutely.
Prepares you really
And I'll
for,
put us in that mix too.
prepares you for the tournament, too. Even if you
Yep.
don't win the league, you're playing this tough competition.
Yep.
You're ready to go.
Yep.
So, all right. Coach Sean Maudsley, we appreciate you coming out tonight. Again, we know it's a busy time of year, and for you to take the time out to come to our show, we appreciate that. And you'll get some pizza, take it home, or you can eat it here. Your choice.
Well, Dan, hey, thanks for having us, and thank you to your sponsors for doing this. This is a nice thing to get our program out there and to identify some of our kids that work hard in our programs.
Sure. Okay. Good deal. All right. Bucyrus baseball. We will be back shortly with Winford baseball, and we'll do this after this brief recess.